Hey guys, it's Dr. Justin Marchegiani here. Today's video is going to be on adrenal dysfunction and why it increases your body's demand for nutrients. This is really important. So, what is adrenal dysfunction? Why does your body nutritional needs go up? Oxidative stress goes up. Why it makes it harder for your digestion to work. We're going to go through that one by one. Before we do, make sure you smash that like button. Really helps me, helps the YouTube algorithm. Put your comments down below. Let me know what you've noticed when you've taken more of certain nutritions or nutrients while you were stressed. What did you notice? What was your feedback? Which ones worked best for you? All right, so let's dive in. So when there's more stress, right, let's kind of categorize stress. When your sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight nervous system is upregulated, your adrenals are part of that fight or flight. You make a hormone called adrenaline or noradrenaline or norepinephrine, epinephrine, same thing, catecholamines. They're like three different names that mean the same thing. And this is like a fast-acting stress hormone that kind of gets us focused. It gets us ready to go. It mobilizes glucose. It helps us focus, right? It dilates our pupils so we can see better. It helps us deal with whatever that stress is. And then, of course, cortisol is that second stress hormone that's made by the adrenals as well that helps facilitate that fight or flight response so we can be focused and ready and try to combat that stress. And acutely, it's okay, but chronically, we got problems. So think of being in that fight or flight response is like downshifting your car. Maybe you're in fourth gear. Maybe you downshift to second gear. The engine's redline, but you have maximal acceleration, right? That's what the sympathetic nervous system is. You have maximum acceleration. Your car's, 5,000, 7,000 RPMs. You can accelerate. You can move a little bit faster and better with the engine, but what's the drawback? You are burning through gasoline at much higher rates because the engine's demand is so much higher when you're in that red line capacity or when that sympathetic nervous system is activated. You are burning through fuel and nutrients at a way higher level. So you are burning through B vitamins. You are burning through certain nutrients like magnesium and zinc and selenium, a lot of like your nutritional minerals that help with metabolism, help with digestion. You're going to be burning through amino acids at a much higher level because you'll be more catabolic. You'll be shredding up all that protein to make glucose to help deal with that stress response. Really important. You're also going to be making a lot more oxidative stress. And oxidations, you're losing electrons. And when you lose these electrons, things start to oxidize. So the example I give my patients, it's like cutting an avocado open or an apple open. You leave it there, it starts getting brown. Well, if you want to prevent that, just squeeze some lemon juice on it, and the vitamin C in the lemon juice and the acidity in the lemon juice will prevent oxidation from happening. And so that's what's happening in real life. So in other words, B vitamins, minerals, and amino acids, and then of course all the antioxidants like vitamin C, E, A, and then of course other antioxidants in foods like curcumin and resveratrol. You're burning through these at a much higher level. Therefore, you have increased oxidation. And then not to mention, with that fight or flight nervous system response happening, you are going to have a harder time making enough hydrochloric acid and enzymes to actually break down your protein, to break down your fat, and also to ionize your minerals. Now, this is important. People just think of like, okay, the catabolic effects, which is breaking up protein, which is breaking up your own body's muscle to protein, protein to glucose, taking minerals, burning it up to deal with stress, B vitamin stress, right? And then antioxidant for stress. But on the other side, it's preventing us from absorbing, digesting, and assimilating those nutrients as well. So it not only takes what's in our system in reserve and increases the demand, but it also takes our ability to bring new sources in and utilize it. So it's like you're increasing your expenses while on the other side, you're decreasing your income, the inflow. Does that make sense? And so it hits us on both sides. So the more we can curtail that stress response, it's going to help us not burn through all these nutrients over here, B vitamins, minerals, amino acids, antioxidants. And then on the other side, it's going to activate our parasympathetic nervous system response, which is going to help us digest, assimilate, utilize those minerals, amino acids, fatty acids better. Now, amino acids, they're going to help muscle tissue, right? We know that. That's protein for muscles, but they're also going to be the precursor to our brain chemicals. Dopamine, adrenaline, epinephrine, serotonin, melatonin. So we need this amino acids for our brain so we can deal with stress, so we can focus, so we can sleep and recover. And we need our minerals to help our heart work, and so we have enough electrolytes so our nerves can conduct, and we have good sodium, potassium, so we have good membrane fluidity and good communication between our cells. And then, of course, cholesterol is going to be the building block for our hormones. So cholesterol is vital to make cortisol, to make our steroid-based hormones. And then, of course, our brain is going to be, 70% cholesterol and saturated fat. So we need healthy building blocks for our cell membranes and for our brains too. So you can see when we have stress, we increase the outflow, meaning we burn up these nutrients at a much higher level. That's the redlining the car analogy, right? Drop shifting from fourth gear to second gear. And then we also decrease the income. It makes it harder to digest, assimilate, and absorb all these nutrients that help become building blocks for a lot of these stress hormones. All right, hope that helps. I'll open it up to some questions. Hope you guys enjoyed some of that teaching there. All right, let's see here. Anything else you guys want to add? Let's dive in. What's the best test to look for chronic fatigue? So when I'm testing for a lot of these things, there's a couple of tests that we're going to look at. We're going to do a Dutch adrenal or a Dutch complete hormone panel. It's going to look at the cortisol rhythm. Cortisol rhythm gives us a really good window into how the stress response and how it's responding. A good rhythm that it pops up when you wake up and then it curtails down throughout the day. That's a good, healthy rhythm. That tells me that your brain, your hypothalamus and pituitary, HPA, adrenal, HPA axis, that's the feedback loop, is communicating properly. Now, if we see overly high levels or low levels, that tells us one thing. We'll look at free and total cortisol as well. But that gives us a pretty good window of how this whole stress response is doing. We'll also run an organic acid test, which will give us a window into how we're utilizing B vitamins, how we're utilizing amino acids, and how we're utilizing antioxidants. So an organic acid test gives us a ton of information, kind of a peek under the hood at how we're doing and how we're utilizing a lot of these nutrients. And then, of course, we're going to just be low in a lot of our digestive juices, hydrochloric acid, enzymes, bile salts, and that may even open us up to infections because the weaker our immune system is, the less acidity we have, the weaker our body is to deal with stress, the greater chance that we have of coming down with a gut infection or a gut bug, whether it's SIBO or anything else. And remember, acidity, we need healthy acid not only to break down our food, but acid is kind of like the natural bleach we spray on the picnic table to kind of sterilize things. So it keeps things really clean. It makes it harder for bad critters to grow as well. Great questions. Let me continue with a couple more questions here, y'all. Okay. Can one develop leaky gut from a previous typhoid infection? Well, typhoid's a bacteria. I mean, if you have another bacterial infection or another infection, could that create gut permeability? Yeah, because it's going to create inflammation. It's going to create a fight or flight response. A lot of times bacteria may have endotoxin or lipopolysaccharides or other biotoxins, and that could create inflammation in the gut, and inflammation in the gut could increase zonulin and thus open up those tight junctions and create more gut permeability. So yeah, it's very possible. Excellent. I keep getting extreme swelling in my stomach. Diagnosed cirrhosis, gallstones, IBS, SIBO. The only thing that helps is when I lay down, my intestines will relax and want poor gas no more. Okay, so in general, if you're having liver issues and gallbladder issues, you gotta fix your digestion because healthy acidity will help trigger the gallbladder work. So we look at getting the stomach digestion facilitates healthy gallbladder, pancreas, and intestinal digestion. So the first thing is get the food right, get the enzymes and acids right, and then we may even want to look at more nuanced food allergens like bacon, like coffee, like sauerkraut. I did a whole article on gallbladder food allergens. So take a look at my podcast or my blog article on gallbladder. Go to justinhealth.com, just type in gallbladder, you'll find it. Can enzyme supplementation trigger lower stomach pain? Enzymes not typically, but I mean, you should always, do an elimination provocation, start low, maybe titrate a quarter capsule and go up and see if you notice that correlation where you can add it in. Does it occur? When you pull it out, does it go away? When you add it back in at a lower dose, are you good? Can you titrate it up? So you'd really want to look at that and see how much that helps. I did the Dutch test. It came back with extreme low cortisol. I tried licorice, DHA, pregnenolone. I couldn't take them. Too many side effects. It could be my liver that is too sluggish. Thanks. Yeah, it very well could be. Your liver could be really sluggish. You may want to start with a very lower dose, titrate it up even slower, and go very incremental. You may even want to get your digestion worked better as well. You may want to run an organic acid to see what other nutrients kind of there is. I do a lot of the sublingual support with the preg and the DHA and the licorice because I can come in there at one drop and I can taper it up really slow. So I get excellent control on that, and it works pretty well because the dosage is really just fine-tuned. All right, any other questions, y'all? Let me know. If not, we'll wrap up today's call. Today's video was really great. Hope you guys enjoyed those analogies in the beginning. If you can just kind of wrap your head around it, then these concepts will stick and you'll get them forever. All right, great. Excellent. Well, feel free to put your comments down below. It was excellent having this chat. Feel free and share this information. Sharing is caring. And also subscribe to my podcast, justinhealth.com/iTunes. Shoot me over a review and subscribe. All right, guys, take care. Bye now.